Good morning to you. Good morning. Happy New Year. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning to you. Happy New Year. Good morning. Welcome to Me First Mornings. I'm your host, Patricia Romero Wolfson. I am so excited to be here on this beautiful first week of January 2022. That's about all I'm going to say about the 2022. I am an intuitive coach, an energy healer, a very happy wife, and mom of 3 boys, 13 and under. Just to give you an idea of who I am and what I deal with every day. And my mission and passion is to teach you how to calibrate your energy, how to integrate self care into easy, doable steps. I mean, really, let's make it easy. And how to embrace your own natural gifts to achieve a life you love. And let me tell you, I really believe it is our purpose and mission here on this planet to do the things that we are called to do, what we are inspired to do, what we feel motivated to do. And sometimes what we don't feel motivated to do needs to be done too, but one step at a time. My absolute goal and mission in life is really to let you know that you are exactly who you're supposed to be. You have absolutely everything you need inside of you. You came with the tools. And yeah, some need to be developed, right? Like just like a baby's born and, you know, most babies are born with the ability to walk and talk and move and function in society, right? Of course, there's exceptions to everything. And even those exceptions are on purpose. They are part of God's design. Now, I don't know what that design is. Everybody's designed uniquely for their own purpose and mission. It is not our job to question it. It is simply our job to accept it and to embrace it and know, hey, I am exactly who I'm supposed to be. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I have absolutely everything I need. And if you begin with that foundation, whether it be with that foundation for 2022, or if that is your foundation just today, that's a good start. You're kicking off in a good way because you know that you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to change. You don't need to become a new you. Okay. There's nothing wrong with the you were last year, 2 years ago. You know, we all grow, we all evolve. And even if you've evolved and there were things in your past that you weren't happy with, choices you made, actions you took, it still does not mean you are wrong. You made a mistake, even though those things can be sometimes interpreted as mistakes, but they are all steps to your personal growth, steps to your personal evolution. And I just want to say and start this 2022 by saying you are perfect exactly as you are. And of course, there's always room for evolution. There's always room to evolve as the person that you are right now. And so I hope to encourage you to do that, not change, not fix yourself, but potentially to evolve your compassion, evolve your grace, evolve your love, right? Those are the things that we want to evolve this year. That's what I want to evolve this year. I want to evolve my capacity to love. I want to evolve my capacity to be kind and compassionate to myself, especially. And that's what Me First Mornings is all about. It's us beginning with ourselves, setting a strong foundation before you put yourself out into the world. You got to take care of what's going on here first, right? Here and here and here. All right. Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Mom. Happy New Year, Dad. So glad you guys are here. They are no longer with me here at my house. They have returned back to Toronto. We miss them greatly. We all miss them greatly. But that's it, right? Alas, here we are back to our regular lives at the beginning. I'm doing a lot of air quotes today. Back to our regular lives in this new year, 2022. So that being said, let's get started. It's time to move. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, today I want to talk about how to express yourself in 2022. Now, I've been getting sort of messages or feelings, let's say, but we'll say messages for the purpose of this show, that 2022 is really about connecting with yourself and expressing yourself. Now, what I mean by expressing yourself is not just, although if you're inspired by Madonna's song, like, don't let the, what is it? What's the lyrics? Something about second best, baby. Put your love to the test. You've got to. All right. Express yourself. Okay. You want to express yourself this year. And why is that important? It's important to express yourself not just this year. It's always important to express yourself because you are a channel and things flow through you. So when you are not allowing your self expression, when you are not allowing the release of your full expression, you are cutting off that energy, that magic, that life force energy that flows through all of us. When you edit it, when you stop it, when you go, nope, not going to do that. Nope, this is not, and specifically when you're cutting it off for the purposes of fear, right? If fear is what's cutting it off and not love, because sometimes we might stop ourselves from saying something and we may do that out of love, right? Where we may have an opinion about something and we may decide, you know what, I'm going to keep that opinion to myself because that, me giving that person my opinion is not going to be helpful or kind or compassionate in this situation. So you may choose to not express yourself in that moment, and that's okay, right? But when it comes to self-expression, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to expressing your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, about your life, about yourself, about what's going on around you, it's important that you allow yourself to flow freely. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why it's so important to flow freely. And but right now, we are going to set up our foundation. We're going to do our little sacred ritual that we do every morning together here on Me First Mornings. And we're going to begin by taking 3 very deep, very intentional deep breaths. And since it's our first one of January 2022, it just makes it that much more exciting. I hope this isn't your first deep breath of 2022, but it's our first one together. Okay, so I'm going to use my crystal spheres because I want to amplify this big feeling this morning, okay? I really want to amplify this. By the way, as we are taking these deep breaths or as we are setting things up to take our deep breaths, please make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, Jumpstart for Change on YouTube. Please go and subscribe and spread the word if you have not done so already. Thank you so much. Okay. Hi, Lynn. Happy New Year. Good morning. Okay. So you are welcome to also grab crystals of your choice. As I said, I like my crystal spheres to amplify this sacred practice, but you don't need to use anything. All you need is yourself and your intention and literally nothing else. All right. So when we take these deep breaths, aside from them being very intentional, now what I mean by is like really think about what you're doing with your body. Think about the physicality of the breath. And I want you to open up the top of your head and just like open it up like you're ready to receive the sunlight, right? And I want you to just imagine that the sun, even if it's not sunny where you are, or even if it's, like dreary, which it actually is kind of dreary here in New York today, I still want you to open up your, sort of open this flap, open up your head, open up your crown chakra. And I want you to imagine that beautiful, life-giving sunlight just starts flowing in like liquid sunshine into your head and the top of your head. Okay. Ugh, that light changed again. I hate when it does that. Sorry, visual person. That makes me nuts. Okay. Anyway, obviously I can't change that. It's because I did that. Okay. So the top of your head, you're flowing in beautiful sunshine. And then you have your feet well planted on the ground. And I want you to imagine yourself sort of like soaking in the nutrients, that nourishing life force energy that comes from the earth, what like helps flowers grow and like bust out of the earth. So I want that energy coming in through your feet, up your legs, okay? And that's going to come up your body. Meanwhile, this liquid sunlight, that beautiful healing energy from the heavens comes down this way and everything kind of blends in your body and permeates every single cell. This is going to be like a spiritual energizing wash, right? I want you to imagine that this really bright white cleaning. Yes, it is clearing light, right? This beautiful, powerful clearing light of love just removes any dense, stagnant, or stuck energy in your body. We just want it to like just blast it, okay? And then it's just going to dissipate. And when you exhale, I want you to imagine that all of that energy that was stuck or stagnant or just uncomfortable, I want you to imagine releasing it. I want you to imagine blowing it out with that exhale. And we're going to do that together right now. And we're going to do that 3 times. Are you ready? Okay. One more time. I just want to see if I can fix this light. I try to, it's the white balance. See, it looks good there, but as soon as I bring it back, doesn't do the same. Did I fix it a little bit? Okay, let's see if we can do this now. Ready? Okay, here we go. Deep breath in and hold. And as you hold, imagine that liquid sunlight just pouring in the top of your head while that beautiful healing energy from the earth comes up through your feet, everything blending. And release. Okay, we're going to do that again, right? Another energetic clearing light wash. Okay, that's the way I look at it, like washing your insides with healing light. We're going to do that again. Deep breath in and hold. And release. And one more deep breath in and hold and release. Okay, that feels really good. All right, now it's time to stretch, right? Stretch your body. Okay, so the same way that we wanted to release that stuck, stagnant energy on the inside, that energetic release, we want to do a physical release. So anything that feels stiff or also kind of stuck, right? Some things that don't flow, if you feel tense. So we want to just like slowly stretch. Obviously, this, if you're doing this on your own, can last as long as you want. You can even do a full on yoga, stretching, sort of gentle yoga routine. Um, but I generally don't do that. And this is what I do to do the bare minimum. Okay, so me first mornings and how they came about for me is literally me doing the bare minimum of what I can do, right? So I was like, how can I come up with a 15-minute routine that I can just bang out with intention, right? And that's what this is, because it's better to do something than nothing, right? It's better to set intentions and do a quick stretch routine for 5 minutes than not do it at all. And that's a practice. That's something that I've been practicing because, I used to be like an all or nothing kind of person where it's like, yeah, I'm either going to do like a 20-minute yoga routine and then a 20-minute meditation routine and a this and that, or I'm not going to do any of it because otherwise I just feel like a failure. That was the old me. The old me was like, I must do things this way in order for it to count, right? But guess what? It all counts. All you have to do is set the intention and it counts. And that's how powerful we are. Okay. All right. I think I've stretched my neck enough. Now we just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. That light changed again because I shook it out. All right. Guys, you're going to laugh at me, but it's time to pull a card and I forgot my cards upstairs. All right. Let's see. What do I have here? You know what? I'm going to pull a card from a deck that I have not used in ages. And why not? Let's kick off the new year with this deck. This is actually a really cool deck. It's the Mother's Wisdom deck. It's beautiful. And I think Danny bought this for me. Danny, my old business partner, Danny Kenny. I think she bought this for me, or I got it while we were doing stuff together because I remember using this a lot with her. Guys, I haven't even opened up this deck in ages and I'm going to use a brand new deck, but we're going to do it. Let's do it together. Let's see what this deck has to tell us. Because here's the thing. Here's what I truly believe and how I kind of conduct my life. Is that sometimes when you forget things, it's because you were meant to forget it. And the thing that you find is what you're meant to find for the experience of the day. So that being said, Maybe if I put it back here, right? My TV people are going to tell me. Nope, didn't work. All right, whatever. So I'm going to just shake up this deck a little bit. Uh, and that part's upside down. Sorry, guys. This was unexpected because I actually took my I took my deck to my room, but I usually have a deck that always stays here, which is the enchanted map that I use every day here. But I did not get it. I forgot it in my room, and so since you guys are here and going to my room would leave this empty for like 5 minutes, I'm not going to go. So I'm just going to shuffle instead. All right. These cards are not meant to be upside down, but it's okay. Good morning. Hi, Petya. Happy New Year. I'm so glad to see you here. Oh, I'm so glad you're live. You're here for my live. All right. Okay, so let's pull this card. So as I said, this is the Mother's Wisdom deck, and I think it's actually quite appropriate because probably the majority of people who are watching me are parents and mostly mothers. And that's because that's kind of people who I'm friends with and who I connect with, and many of my clients are mothers, and so I know that's who's kind of hanging out. So let's see what this mother's deck. This is actually a beautiful deck. Illustrations by Jenny Kostecki Shaw. They're gorgeous. They're really, really gorgeous. It is appropriate, right? Mother's wisdom. Why not? This is. And it's interesting. I read. Oh no, I wasn't reading. I was listening to Cryon on YouTube yesterday. I don't know if you guys follow. It's this guy. Cryon is the channel is the magnetic being that is channeled by this gentleman. Lee Carroll is his name. Anyway, I like listening to Cryon once in a while. And it was beautiful what he said about mothers yesterday. Petya, I'll pull a card for you. No problem. You want your own card from this deck? We'll do this. You know what? You stay after. I'll send you a private message and we can do that because I haven't talked to you in ages. So I'd love to pull a card for you. Okay. So just stick around. Message me after my show. Okay, here we go. Bum-ba-dum. Here we go. All right. I don't know why I shuffled that so many times. Okay. Oh, so interesting. Okay. Sorry. Now I need my glasses. Yostra. Celebration. Look at this card. Look at this card. How appropriate for the beginning of the year, right? Celebration. And what it tells me is, and this is, I don't know if I haven't pulled these decks and these cards in a long time. So Yostra may actually be, I don't know, makes me think of an Easter celebration, which it could be. I'm not going to bother looking at what the deck itself says, but I'm just going to intuitively tell you what this says to me. And what this says to me is this is a time of celebration. And I know it's really tough for us, to enter into 2022. And, if you go on social media, you can see that pretty much everybody is a little nervous about 2022. We've been through the ringer since 2020. We all got kind of thrown for a loop. A lot of people are still going through, a spiritual awakening, physical transformations, emotional transformations. Everything is being uprooted, and it's really hard to stay optimistic, to stay positive when there's so many things around you that you can point at and be like, well, this sucks and this is crazy and I'm not ready for this and why does this happen to me? But the truth is that this is life moving us along, right? And there's so much to celebrate. And even if you're not excited for this coming year, or you're a little nervous or afraid of whatever exciting things are happening in your life, or big things are happening in your life, right? It's a time to celebrate, because no matter what is happening in your life, it is evidence of your evolution. It is evidence of your existence. It is evidence of your resilience, because you are still here. You are still getting up in the morning. You are still participating in life. And it is important for you to take that as a sacred contract between you and source, right? It is a sacred contract for you to be in this life at this time. And yes, it is challenging and it is unbelievably heavy, a heavy weight to carry for some people, what has been going on in their personal lives and what's been going on in our world. It is a lot. It is a lot, especially for mothers. And I think this is so important that it's a mother card. It's especially a lot for mothers because we are carrying the emotional and energetic weight for our loved ones, for our family, most definitely for our children, very often with our partners or spouses, right? We carry the weight and we carry it. We want to carry it, right? We bring it in because we're like, you have pain, let me take that. You have, anxiety or overwhelm or exhaustion, let me remove that from you and let me take it. And we take it and we put it in our backpack and it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And before we know it, we're like, oh my God, why am I so tired? Why is this so hard? And you don't even realize because you've been putting things in that backpack for so long and taking everybody's stuff and just shoving it in the backpack and being like, don't worry, I got it. Don't worry, I'm carrying it. I got it. Don't you worry. Don't you be nervous. Don't you be sad. Don't you be angry. I will take that away from you and I'm going to tell you everything's going to be okay. But in the meantime, we have our own worries, our own concerns, our own anxieties, our own overwhelm. And we have nowhere to put them, right? We don't want to give them to anyone else because we're like, well, we don't want to burden anyone else. We just took their problems away. We can't give ours. Now we can give them ours, right? So we stuff it. We stuff them down. And I really believe that that's what this whole 2020, 2021, 2022, like like this whole era is about our bags of stuff spilling over. Okay. We've been shoving things down into these backpacks for way too long. And it's time to let that stuff out and look at that bag, right? Just like our purses, at the end of whenever you decide to clean your purse. For me, it's like maybe once a year when I buy a new purse, I like empty it out and I'm like, oh my God, I have these receipts. I have a pen. Where did this crayon come from? I have a couple of toys. There's a dirty sock. If you have little ones, you probably have a diaper or some sort of like toy that your kids can play with, right? And you're like, well, I don't need this anymore. And I don't need this anymore. And my kid doesn't wear diapers anymore. And you have to get rid of those things. You have to take your baggage out, put everything on the table and see what you can get rid of, what you can toss. Just get rid of it. And then once your bag is lighter, then you can step in and celebrate and be like, oh, wow, this is great. Actually, I can carry this. This is not as bad as it was before because there's some stuff I really don't need to be worried about. There's some stuff that I really don't need to have on in this backpack anymore. I can have this backpack be just for me, right? And you can teach your children to have their own backpack and hold their own stuff. And you guys can open up the backpacks together and discuss what's in there and see what's necessary and what you want to keep or what you want to toss. But everybody needs to have their own backpack. You can't carry everything yourself. You can't hold space for everyone, even though we do, and we're going to continue to do that. Mothers will do that and will always do that. But at the same time, you need to make time for yourself. You need to make sure that you are also including yourself in what is being taken care of. That is what Me First Mornings is all about. I say that all the time because it is a reminder for myself as well as for you. You have to put yourself first. You have to make sure that you and your backpack has only the essentials in order for you to be able to put stuff in your backpack, right? Like when your kids, you go somewhere and your kids are like, Mommy, hold this for me, hold this for me. And we do, we take it, we hold it. But we have to make sure that our backpack is empty enough, right? And has only the important things so that we can put other important things in there. And we can say, you know what, honey, this is too heavy for you to carry. Let me carry this for you. You don't worry, because that's what we do. But if our backpack is full, instead of saying, honey, give that to me and pass it, what happens? We start yelling at our kids and we was like, I can't take this. I have nowhere to put your emotions. Right? Like when your kids start handing you things, you're out and you're like, I told you to not to leave that at home. Now I'm carrying your doll and I'm carrying your stuff and whatever, right? This is what we need to do. We need to make sure our backpacks have only the essentials so we don't feel overwhelmed. So that when our child turns to us or our spouse says to us, I'm having a rough day, can you hold space for me? Can you hold my hand? Can you make me feel better? We can say, yes, you know what? I don't really have a lot on my bag today. I don't really have a lot on my plate. I mean, we always have a lot on our plates, but there is so much there that doesn't need to be there. Old stories, old beliefs, old traditions that don't suit us anymore, that don't work anymore, old thoughts, right? Old relationships that we're like, you know what? I love you, but you know, I wish you well. You just don't belong in my life anymore. We don't resonate, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Whenever I was in a relationship and I would break up with somebody, I'm still friends with 95% of the people that I was in a relationship with because I was like, we're not working as a relationship, but I love you as a person. We don't have to be together in order for me to love you and appreciate you and have a relationship with you. And it's the same with anybody else in your life. You don't have to be with someone 24/7 just to prove that you're friends. You can give yourself space. You can set your boundaries accordingly. You can love from afar. You can do so many things for yourself to help yourself. And that's really the key. Let's celebrate this 2020 entrance into a new year with an outlook that will be supportive for us, that will remind us that we are important too, that we are also a part of this journey, not just the people we're taking care of, but us. We need to be enjoying this journey as well. So, what do you need to do to enjoy this journey? What do you need to do to feel connected? What do you need to do to feel like you can celebrate this new day, this new year, this new part of life, right? This is like a new evolution, a new form of our evolution. And this works beautifully actually for our topic today, because our topic, hola, San Ribeiro, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Okay, let's see. Pretty sure this whole reading was for me. I don't know if that resonated with you, Petya, but I'm happy to pull a card for you after if you'd like. Okay, so let's talk about oh my God, guys, I forgot to say the prayer again. How can I start the new year without our prayer? All right, let's set the intentions together. Let's say this prayer, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how to be fully expressed in 2022. But I do want to say this prayer. So, whatever intentions you want to set for this year, and I did just read this card. So, if you want to set the intention that you're going to be more gentle, more compassionate, and include yourself in your own life, that would be a great intention for you to set as a mom. Just saying. Okay. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light. Allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away all the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Thank you so much for joining me in that little intention and prayer for the day for January. Okay, let's see if I can change that lighting again. No? All right, fine. I give up. All right, so what does it mean to be fully expressed? We talked about that a little bit at the beginning. How does being fully expressed affect your energy? This is why it's so important, why I need to talk about this, even though I'm kind of running out of time. So I'm going to run a few minutes late today for those of you who know I usually end at 10:30, because I really want to talk about this because it hit me really, really hard yesterday, because I find myself sometimes editing the things that I'm going to say or going to do. Now, as I said earlier, I don't mean to edit. I don't mean you can't edit what you're going to say to people if you're about to say something to somebody that might be upsetting or whatever the case may be. What I'm trying to say is when you're speaking your truth or when you're setting boundaries for yourself, right? When you feel the need to say something because it's like that little, that little birdie inside, that little, higher self or that little voice inside that says, say something, right? And then you don't say something. This year, you're going to see that when you don't listen to that voice, you will immediately see the result of not speaking your truth. And part of that will be in the physicality of you and your body and feeling closed up and feeling tension, right? That energetic response. You're going to feel that when you close yourself off from true expression, when you don't say something that you want to say. If you want to say to somebody, please don't do that, or please stop doing that, or please, I need you to say this, or if you want to express yourself in any way, when you stop that expression from fear, you will energetically feel that density. You will feel the weight of it very differently this year. I really believe that because this year is all about releasing things to pick up the flow, right? What we want to do is we want to drop the baggage, we want to release stuff, and we want to stay in the flow. And, there are going to be people in your life that are going to react very, very strongly to you setting boundaries or you expressing yourself fully. There's going to be people in your life, friends, family, community, right, that may not like you stepping into your power, that may not like you fully expressing yourself, that may be very uncomfortable for them to hear you and see you be true to who you are. It doesn't matter. You know why? Me first, right? You got to put yourself first. Anything you hold back, you are adding energetically weight to your person, right? To your energetic being, to your vessel, right? And think of it as literal weight if that makes it easier for you. So anything that you don't say as weight, it goes, no, and you stick it like, and you just, as Petya, if Petya's still here, we used to talk about, because Petya does body wisdom. So Petya is an excellent expert in teaching you how your body connects with your thoughts and your energy. And so one of the things that we talked about with Petya was like you stick your worries like in your pocket, like in your sweater. And if you think about that, right, then that's where, then that's like you're literally sticking things in your pocket, right? So the weight is like going in your pockets. And I thought that was such a great description because it does feel like that, right? Like it feels like we feel the weight in our stomachs. We feel like our insides feeling tense, right? If we don't say something, if we don't express ourselves, that we feel the tension, we feel the weight, we feel the density. And it's so important. And your main goal this year should be to not feel that way, would be to stay in the flow, to consistently allow yourself to navigate the flow of life, right? If you want to say something, say something. If you want to do something, do something. If you want to express yourself in a certain way, if you want to change your hair. I mean, I don't even mean physical expression, but that counts too, but especially creative expression. Creative expression is going to be so important this year because you need to let it out. If you are struggling, let it out, right? Express yourself, draw, paint, write a story, write a poem, let it out. It's one of the reasons why I talk about the daily ABCs so much on here is because the daily ABCs, right? A is taking an action that you've been avoiding. B is moving your body or doing something, connecting with your body. And C is doing something creative, right? ABC. If you every day do an action you're avoiding, something for your body, some way to connect with your body, and then expressing yourself creatively, ABC, if you do something like that every day, then that is your steps towards evolving personally. It is your step to communicating with your spirit, communicating with your soul, and allowing your soul's expression to be here, to be, contributed to the world. And that's why you're here. You're here for that soul's expression. You're here to allow yourself to experience life in your way, in the way that feels good. So if things are not feeling good, it is up to you to figure out how to make it feel better, right? Even if you are in the worst, shittiest situation of your life, which you can be, which I can relate to, um, you still have to find the least shitty way to experience it. I'm not even kidding. And that's why I say it that way, because you can be going through some really, really tough times. And then you need to look at it and say, how can I make this tough time a little easier? It could be calling a friend. It could be using some tools that we've talked about here on this show. It could be spending a whole day crying about your situation and then allowing that emotion to move through you and then be able to pick up and start again the next day. Whatever that is for you, allow yourself to be fully expressed. Scream, cry, jump, jealous, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to let out, release it. Don't keep it stuck. This year, we cannot allow things to fester. Okay, because this is what happened to us. We shoved things down for so long that all of us collectively as humanity started bubbling up and festering, right? And all of the stuff that was happening with everything medically, energetically, right? Socially, all of the social injustice that's been coming to the surface, everything that's been happening with the indigenous population that has finally come to light. Everything is coming to light because it's telling people, wake up, stop putting your shit away, deal with it, look at it, face it. And then when you look at it and face it, and you allow yourself to feel all the feelings about it, and all the feelings are valid, all of them, the anger, the happiness, the frustration, the exhaustion, all of the feelings you have about everything are valid. Once you allow yourself to feel all the feelings about whatever it is that's going on in your life, then you can step forward and make a decision from a place of calm and peace because you no longer have those emotions stuck that are leading you and guiding you into making your choices because you're able to release, right? You've released that. So your emotions are not trying to get your attention. You've already given them attention. You've already said, okay, I feel you. Yes, sadness, I feel you. Yes, anger, I feel you. All right, now that I've felt you, now that I've seen you, now that I've heard you, now that I've acknowledged you, now what? How do we move forward? Right? Just like if you have a fight with somebody, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you guys have a fight, if you keep it inside, it festers, right? And then every time you see that person, you just like want to, right? But if you finally let it out, if you finally say, I've been wanting to say this to you because this is how you made me feel. And sometimes you can get into a big old screaming match. And we don't necessarily want to get into big old screaming matches, but sometimes they're important. And they're important because they release all of the stuff you have. And then you have this big old screaming match. And then you suddenly realize, oh my God, I didn't know you felt that way. You feel that way? I'm sorry. Oh, you feel that way? I had no idea. And if you're both able to listen to what the issue is from both sides and everything is out on the table, then you can mend, then you can repair, then you can make choices and decisions because it is clear what the issue is. Otherwise, we're just guessing at what the issues are because we don't want to, I don't want to hear it. All right, just do whatever you need to do. Just stop crying. Just do whatever you need to do. Just stop bitching. Do whatever you need. No, tell me. We have to open up. We have to share. We have to be in each other's lives and in each other's experiences, okay? Because we are in this together, whether you like it or not. You may not like anybody around you, but guess what? We are in this together. And so we need to have compassion and love, especially for ourselves, because that's where it starts. And then radiate that compassion, love, forgiveness, and grace outward. Radiate it to everyone in your life. And I promise you, you're going to start to see things shifting. You're going to start to see changes happening. You're going to feel the energy shift around you. And as the energy around you shifts, things shift, things change, and different things will come into your experience because energetically you will be allowing different things to come into your experience. So let us work on that together this year. Let us celebrate this new year, a new opportunity to step in fully into that full expression that we all deserve. Okay. And I don't know what your full expression is, but I encourage you to go do something today that feels really expressive. Create something, do something that maybe you haven't done in a really long time, or maybe you've never done it and always wanted to. That's what I encourage you to do today. Put yourself first, do something creative, express yourself. Even if all you want to do is dance to that Madonna song, it's a good start. What can I say? Oh, thank you, Petya. Thank you for your prayer hands. Thank you, Lynn, for being here. Fatima, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here. I know I went a little long this morning. It was an exciting day. It is a celebratory day. It is a celebratory week. We are going to celebrate, you know what? Not just because it's the beginning of the year, but because why not? Because we're still here. And no matter how shitty things are, we're still kicking. Okay, we're still kicking, we're still fighting, we are still evolving. And you never know what can be around the corner. No matter how bad things get, there's always something new around the corner, and miracles are not only possible, but they are our birthright. Miracles are our birthright. Okay, I love you all. I will be back tomorrow. I'm here every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. here on Facebook, also on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, YouTube, Jumpstart for Change on YouTube. All right, see you there. Thank you. Bye.